Yo, what up, everybody? You already know Sly aka Loco. And today, for the next episode of CannaConvos, we have Mama Kush on today. Mr. Gannix, what's cracking, pimp? Mama Kush, there she is. Let's get her in here. Let's send her the invite. Alicia? Alicia, how you doing? Allison, Alicia, I'm sorry if I get it wrong. How's everybody's day? Good evening, good evening. Mama Kush, you might have to send in a couple more invites. I just sent the invite. You're gonna have to accept, and sometimes it messes up. It doesn't want to let you in. Like it'll say that you can't come in, and we just keep on sending invites, and it'll let you in. But yeah, so for today's, oh my god, I just dropped the seed. Except I was going to show you guys what a a not ready seed looked like, but I just dropped it. Damn it! Let's find it again. We're gonna give it a couple minutes before we get Mama Kush in here. How's everybody doing? She is killing it in the game over there with the HGTV. You guys are unable to join. See, that's what I'm talking about. So I will send the invite again, and then you just keep trying. We're just gonna keep trying, and it happens after a couple of minutes. It just happens with everybody. But there she is.
Hi. Happy Saturday.
Hey,
Almost forgot what day it
I
was.
doing pretty good. How you doing?
There we go. There
Got
we
you in
go.
there? All right.
How you?
I love that cup that Mr. Gannick sent you, man. That's so cool.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah,
Yes.
my Polar Blast.
I love
So it's
it.
a
It's
portable
beautiful.
bong.
Your volume seems to be a little bit low. Can you turn it up by any chance?
How's that?
It's a little bit better. But we'll
Okay.
just roll with it anyways. We can
I'll
still hear you.
try and yell.
Yeah, can everybody hear Miss Mama Kush over there? Give me let me know what it sounds like on the other side. But how's your day?
Fabulous.
Yeah?
Absolutely fabulous. Yeah, we had a great night last night over on YouTube with our Grow Me Gardens show last night. We went like 2.5 hours and it was just back after back, garden after garden. We saw some pretty amazing things last night.
You guys are killing that, man. And I saw on there you guys have a lot of guests. A lot of guests.
Yes.
Congratulations on that too. You guys got I saw you were featuring with High Again and Basement Grows,
Yes.
right?
Yes. I was on the High Again show last Sunday and came on and showed a few of my little babies and got a wonderful welcome from them. It was fabulous. I've never been welcomed to a room like that before. There was confetti and everything. It was
Like,
wonderful.
yes, she's here.
Yeah.
Good, good. I'm gonna send this out to everybody real quick
Yeah.
before we forget. You should send that out
Thanks
to
everybody for
your followers as
yeah,
well.
I got my crew. They're probably taking care of me there. I got the
Yeah.
nails on, so I don't type. If I type, I'm just
Okay.
gonna shut the screen off, and we don't want that. So
Yeah, no, that happens
my
with
crew will
nails.
help
My
me out.
wife has she used to get her nails done all the time, and she had to learn how to type and everything with nails,
Oh
and
yeah, oh yeah, it's a skill. It's
yeah.
definitely a
Oh,
skill.
it's
They
deaf.
don't stay on for very long. They only stay on for a couple of days, and then I'm back into the garden again. So
Sick, sick, sick. So my first question for the day, as I had on you, was gonna ask you, how long have you been growing for?
uh, just coming up to about 5 years
5 years.
now. So just before
So
seeing
okay,
April
yeah, I
in
remember now.
Canada.
So, Sea Bunny, me, you, and I think Mr. Gannix has been growing for longer, hasn't he?
No, he's about the same as me as well. Bunny's only been a couple of years. She's still fairly new, so she's still
Okay,
learning. We're all
so
we're
she's
all
still learning. All
all
right.
still we're all still learning.
Yeah,
So
hey, that's the thing about this plant is that there's so much to learn, like
right,
a lot to learn. Like you could
yeah.
be learning forever, basically. I don't think there is somebody who knows everything. You know what I mean?
Oh no, no. I mean, we've lost out on years worth of science with the prohibition. So we don't even know what this plant is really capable of. Now that science is finally getting a hold of it, we're going to see some new things like this whole triploid thing. That thing's just blowing my mind.
The
Have you
what?
heard about this? The triploids? The triplets?
Triploids?
The triploids, yeah.
Trip.
So it's pretty big stuff. I don't get it all. I don't quite understand it. I'm learning. It's new. But essentially, it's they can't pollinate themselves, so they'll be really good for outdoor crops and stuff. They can't get seeds or something like that. I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm just learning all about it. So,
Yeah, but this
but
is a
yeah,
new.
it's pretty.
It's a new.
It's like
A new.
it's
I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the word,
well,
but it's like a new
it's like a new
frontier.
generation. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a new generation essentially
generation.
because they've come out with this triploid, and I think it was I'm not even going to say the name because I'll get it wrong. But hi again, and all those guys were over there talking about it, and I'm like, oh my god, my mind is blown.
Yeah. Wow. Marlene, what's up? That's my coworker in there.
Oh,
What up, Emily? We
nice.
got Emily. Anything grows. How you doing? That is cool. So this new generation. So one thing that I wanted to tap on was how you said the prohibition, right? The
Hmm.
prohibition of this plant has stopped a lot of the knowledge from going on, right? And but like the government would give the scientists who wanted to study the negative effects of cannabis, they would give them all the money and all the research that they wanted, right? But if somebody wanted to go and study the positive the cannabis plant, they would not give them anything. They're like,
That's
no,
right.
we
Yeah.
don't want to promote that or something, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of messed up because there's some knowledge that we don't know. There's
Oh yeah.
something hidden in there.
Yep. Yep. We've lost out on a lot of science, years worth of science and we're just playing catch up now. So it's going to be amazing. Like in the next 10 years, we're going to be laughing at what we knew today,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And I like that though. I'm very excited because it's new.
Yep.
Is new stuff, and we get to experience it.
That's
That's what
right.
I think is cool.
Yeah.
That we're just we get to experience it, and lucky us that we've gotten into the generation to where we don't have to be scared about cannabis.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
because it's a different feeling. Now,
Oh.
I saw
Hmm.
a video of some lady who lived in a state where they were very prohibition on cannabis, and she came over here to Washington. And she like smoked a joint in her, in the yard, and she was just blown away, and like she was
Hmm.
almost up to tears on how it's just changed. The
Yeah.
whole stigma of it. Like people aren't, you're not gonna go to jail for weed.
Yeah.
There,
Exactly. Emily, Emily was commenting on my mug, so there's the other side of it. My owls.
it's adorable.
My
So,
love
what
owls.
medium are you using nowadays?
So I use living soil. So I use HP Pro Mix, the Pro Mix HP or whatever, with Gaia Green and Vermabec worms. And I have a straw mulch that I use on top to keep everything alive and wiggling inside the pot. So yeah, living soil is my jam right
Yeah,
now.
I saw that. Did you get that technique from Mr. Grow It, the straws on the top to keep the moisture, or did you get it from
Uh,
somewhere else?
Mr. Grow It and Jeremy from Build a Soil. That was a big proponent. I'm obsessed with his YouTube channel. He has so much information, and I could just keep watching it over and over again because every time I watch it, I learn something new, even though I've watched the episode 5 times, right? So,
Yeah,
Build a Soil's got some pretty good knowledge over there.
good. I have to try that. I have a real problem with keeping the moisture into my medium.
Mm,
Well, right now I'm dealing with fungus gnats, so like I kind of want it to be dry on the topsoil right now until they die off. And I do have the diatomaceous earth, and I can say that word now.
yeah, that's a tricky one.
It's a tricky
Well,
one, man.
I found using the straw mulch on the top actually helped with my fungus gnats because I would put a nice thick layer over top and then the larvae couldn't come out. So
Okay.
what I noticed that once I started using the mulch, it really did help me control my population.
Really?
I still
Okay.
get I still get one here once in a while, right? Like you're going organic. It's gonna show up somehow. But I've noticed since I've been using the straw mulch, it's really cut down on that for me.
Nice. I'm gonna have to try that technique.
Hmm.
And yeah, we were bringing it up last week. We were talking about how we make the perfect conditions for these bugs, man. And of
Yep.
course, they're just trying to survive. So of course, they want to get into these perfect conditions, right?
Of course. Yeah, nature will find a way.
Nature will find
You
a
know,
way.
it'll get in there.
I love that part from Jurassic Park. Nature will find a way.
Nature will find a way.
So I saw on your post, I was reading through your post, and you're really good at tagging and putting what lights you're using, what all the stuff that you're using is really nice. Why? From what I saw, you were using a SF4000 and an SF1000.
That's right. Yep. In my 2x2 and in my 4x4.
How
Yep.
do you like the 4000?
Ooh, it's a beast of a late. I actually just turned it up full strength today because we are in the negatives right now. It's very, very cold outside. So when I came in, it was only 20 degrees Celsius in my tent with the heat on in the garage. So I cranked the light up to its fullest and raised it up to try and get some of that heat in there as well. So it'll bring it up. I'll check it in a few minutes, but it'll bring it up a few degrees in there, enough to keep it going overnight until we get
Okay.
this Arctic front off of our back here.
Yeah, I'm dealing with that too. It's real cold in my grow room, and I'm a little bit scared about putting heaters, at least heaters that aren't grounded, because we all know that heaters in the wintertime could start fires,
Yeah,
and it happens every day to some people. So I want everybody out
it
there, please be
happened
careful if you're using
today.
any of those heaters.
We were watching a live and somebody had their house burned down because of their heater. Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah,
man.
I can't remember who it was, but I popped into the live when they were in
Oh
there
man.
talking
Okay.
about it.
Okay, well, whoever that was,
Yeah.
my prayers go out to you. I hope you and your family are good,
Yeah.
and hopefully it wasn't that bad of a fire and you got on it. Because now I'm starting to think that I want to keep a fire hydrant in my grow room just in case.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. You really should. I mean, the mylar will help contain some of it, but I mean, it's plastic. It'll melt, right? Like, it'll escape if, again, nature will find a way, right? If there's a fire, it wants to
Find a
spread.
way. Yeah,
Yep.
we can't prepare for everything. And sometimes,
Yep.
sometimes bad things say it for a reason. You never know.
Yep.
You never know where that's going to
Yep.
lead you. Um,
That's right.
yeah. So just everybody out there, be on the lookout for fires. Be careful. Make sure that you're keeping an eye on your heaters. What I do is I'll walk around and I'll go touch the heater where the plug-in goes into the outlet, and I'll just feel it to see if it's hot. If it's hot,
That's a good idea.
then you
Yeah.
know something's going
Yeah.
on there. Okay.
That's a good tip. Yeah. I like
El
that.
Connoisseur, what's up,
Yes,
pimp? What are
sir.
you doing? That guy is the best. I love that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching his live earlier today. Pretty cool dude.
Oh, he went live. Oh, wow.
It
I
was a busy
need to be
day
tapping
live.
into his live.
Yeah.
Because he supports us a lot, so
Oh
I need
yeah.
to be supporting him too.
Yeah, he is amazing for this community. The art that he's throwing out there right now is like mwah, beautiful.
It's
Beautiful work.
beautiful art. I saw one of his, I think it was a purple dragon or something, purple
Mm,
something. It was beautiful. I was like,
hmm
yo, man, that's
Yeah.
nice. He's getting really good at that
Yeah.
that app.
Yeah.
So what helped you get into growing? I wanted to say, I wanted to put it like what made you get into growing, but I didn't want to put it
hmm
like made or like what helped you push you into that.
I started smoking a
Oh,
lot, and it was getting
okay.
expensive. So, and also we moved. We moved from the city to the bush, and so if our closest dispensary was an hour away from us, and we moved to a new city, so I didn't have any contacts or anything locally. So, and I didn't want to start going down that road. Like it was like, no, I moved to a new city. I don't want to have to, start going that way. So
Kind of go
I thought,
like
you know what, yeah, I just, I thought, well, I could try doing this myself. And I cannot grow anything. I have a black thumb. Everything that I do, I have learned, and it is a fight, and I struggle, and does not come naturally to me. Some people, they just touch a plant and it's beautiful and gorgeous. Not I. I have a
a
black thumb.
black thumb. I like that. Never heard of that one, but hell yeah. I feel that same way. That one thing is the expensiveness of the weed has just been ridiculous, and it's pushing a lot of people into growing themselves, which is good for us because we get to spread the knowledge.
Exactly.
And but I also could see how you don't want to have to go into the black market. I want to
Yeah.
say to go
Yeah. I just
try to find a hookup.
I mean, I'm in BC, Canada. Like I could, walk to Stenok. I'd probably run into somebody that's got a bag that they could front me,
Yeah.
But I didn't want to go down that road, and you don't know, it's a small town, you don't know who knows who, and all of that. And I'm like, I'm not doing that when we moved here. So we would, for the first little while, we would just drive the hour to the dispensary and go pick up what we needed for the week,
Yeah.
and then so now you're adding on gas on top of your product, and then it was like, okay, let's do this. Let's start learning. And so my very first tent was a 5x5 because I know if I get into something, I'm going hard. So I wasn't going to start with a 2x2 because I knew I would outgrow it, which I did. My 2x2 was my second tent. I'm like, oh, I need something downstairs with me because my grow's in the garage on the top of the property, and I'm in the cottage at the bottom of the property. So I have to walk through my property to get to my grow. So I'm like, well, sometimes I just want to go look at my plants or go play with a plant. So I got a little tent to keep down in the house with me. It's just a little 2x2. I got it in a little closet so I could just sit down there and play.
So you get your fix of
That's right.
plants, right?
That's right. Yeah. And each one of my tents all have cameras in them. I'm constantly spying on them. And I'll refresh it, like I'll water them, and then I'll wait an hour, and then I'll refresh the cameras, and then you can see them stand up all of a sudden.
Nice. I thought about that. I heard a long time ago that they were saying that something about the night vision light could mess
Oh, the
with the.
infrared. Yeah.
Yeah. Do
Well,
you notice anything
I've
like that happening?
I've had cameras in my tents for 5 years, and I've never had any issues whatsoever. No harms, nothing.
Oh, Emily said she knew a guy who had asbestos pipes right outside his grow, but claimed that it was safe. Ooh, that's not
Ooh,
good. Um,
that's not good.
yeah, there's one thing also that you need to be taking into account when you're getting bud from certain people, where you want to see their grow. That way you could notice, hey, like you're not that clean. But we're all, let me just say right now, we're all a little guilty of not having a perfectly clean grow. Okay, I know I am.
I run organic. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it shit happens, man. But asbestos, I ain't fucking with. I ain't playing with that shit. Um, so what would you say is your favorite terps nowadays? Have they changed since last time we were talking about terpenes, or are you still the same?
No, I like. I don't really know what I like yet. I'm still in the exploratory phase. Like I like something sweet. I really like something gassy as well, real stinky. And then I'm hearing there's this new dill pickle terp that's going around. So now I'm like, I have to try a dill pickle terp. I want to smoke dill pickle weed. Right? So, so I just want to try all the flavors. Give me all of it.
So do you? Because like right now, I'm trying the triple crown. I had grown out for about shit since 5/23. So what is that? May of 23 is when I got that clone, and I've grown it out over and over. And I just grown out the last one, right? And that one was real pungent,
Oh,
like
oh yeah.
pungent, like cheese kind of almost,
Mm,
And
yeah.
I really didn't like that at first, but now I'm like, I fucking dig that. For some reason, I really like that taste. And so
Hmm.
I stuck with that terps for a while, but
Yeah.
now I'm sick of it. And I've grown it out too many times. So now I'm just like, you can
Time to move on to
hear
something
it?
different.
Okay. Um, so I was looking at your post. I was looking back in your post and I saw that. No, just go ahead and pick up. I was looking at your post. Okay, I just wanted to hear because I could barely hear you. Um,
Oh, sorry.
I could barely hear you, but my wife and everybody can hear you perfect, so that's good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, you sound good. Okay, so I was looking at your post and I saw the rock, and I took an order from a rock
Oh, that
that
was
turned
so
me over.
cute.
I thought that was
Turned
so
me
funny.
over. Rock turned me over. You just took what is it? You just took orders from a rock? What are you, high, or what are you, stoned?
Yeah, what are you, stoned? I was
Yeah.
like, yes, I am. That
Yeah,
was
that was cute. That was
hilarious.
that was actually at a dispensary. I went in to get some pre-rolls, and it was there, and I was like just waiting for him to ring in my thing, and flip it over, and I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? So I
So
had to
you
take a
fell for it
picture
too.
of it. Yeah, oh yeah, 100%,
Good.
100%.
I wonder how many stoners fell for that. Because I know damn well I would have.
I think we all did.
Yeah, we probably all did. So also when I was looking back at your page, I saw the Verde or what plant? What is that? What strain is that?
Oh,
VER
the Vaderade.
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 Vaderade. Okay.
Vaderade. Yeah. Yeah, that one is. I just taught that one. So that was a grow off that I was doing with Cosmic Cotton Candy for Most Wanted Genetics, and it was really fun, really fun. So I had that one in my 2x2 tent, and I had 4 or 5 gallons in there, and they just got so heavy and started flopping over, and yeah. So I just cut them last week. So that was the end of that one. Next week I'm trimming her up, and then I'm getting a smoker.
Nice. So what were the terps on that
Uh,
one?
It's really kind of gassy. Ganix was running that one as well, and he says he gets a lot of garlic out of his. And I don't get garlic, but I'm not good at the smells either, like putting names to the smells and stuff. But it is very, it's stinky, really stinky, and it's got that like gassy funk to it. It's
Okay. And what
it's
about
earthy.
the what?
They're teasing me. They're like, it's earthy.
Yeah, earthy. That's a good one.
Earthy.
I feel like that's the basic thing to say when you don't really know. You're like, it's earthy.
Earthy.
I'm like, okay, does earthy to me tastes like dirt? I don't know, because I'll think of earth. I don't fucking know. That's why, because at work sometimes if like we didn't, not trying to say, but sometimes we'll accidentally not clean the cilantro enough or whatever, and you'll have like a little bit of dirt in there. And I'm like, well, at least you know it's organic and it's earthy.
That's right. Those are microbes. Those are your microbes. They're good for your gut.
There you go, man. It is actually on that point. I've heard and I've seen things of that say that people who are into gardening that have their hands in the soil more are less likely to get sick. You know, because your immune system is over there fighting all these
Yep.
microbes, and your immune system is getting practice. You know,
Mm-hmm.
fighting off these things that they need. So if you're always staying in a sterile environment, when you come out, those microbes are gonna fuck you up, right?
Yeah.
So that's why
And
us
actually,
gardeners,
just putting your hands in the soil, though, it fires off neurons in your brain and gives you a dopamine rush. So if you're ever feeling down or just kind of blah, get your hands in the soil. Get in there. It really does work. Like once you get under the grow lights and you get your hands in the soil and you're with your girls, like mood changer, like that.
yeah, and I think that's pretty fascinating how we as humans are inclined to breed these plants
Hmm.
and take care of these plants just like they were our
Yeah.
kids. Like we really get attached to them, and it doesn't. And it's not just cannabis. It's like all plants. Just humans in period
Hmm.
love to cultivate plants.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I think
Yeah.
that's probably like built in us. I
Well, it's
think.
that, yeah, it's that nurture, you just want to nurture something and watch it grow and it's really amazing how plants actually do react to human beings being in the room, like not just our plants, but plants in general. Like if you look up and listen to some of the studies that they've done with different music waves and stuff like that, it's pretty fascinating. They're alive beings. They just can't get up and move, but they're living.
Yeah, they're living, and I always talk of it like because they're going to be around when we're gone.
Hmm.
When we're gone, Mother Nature is going to take back over, and the fauna is going to take over. And
Hmm.
I'm just glad that we get to have a relationship with it.
Yeah.
You know, that we get to propagate this plant, and probably the most propagated plant on human history, I would imagine, in human
This
history.
this and
Um,
corn probably.
yeah, that and corn. Yeah, corn. Well, because I think people like to get high over eating. Hey, no.
Yeah. But haven't you seen
Just kidding. Just
you can get the corn cob and you can drill a hole and you can make a pipe out of it.
fucking smoke that bitch.
Smoke it.
Smoke it too. I saw somebody took a cheeseburger and cut
Oh,
a hole through a cheeseburger bun, yeah, and smoked
that's
it
a
out
waste
of
of it. That's a waste of a cheeseburger.
it. Well, I'm pretty sure he ate it still, but yeah, I think the resin would mess up the taste.
That's a greasy chirp. Kind of Fatty?
Greasy terps. That's a new one.
Greasy chirp.
So, what are those terps like? Well, they're greasy, cheesy, and a little pickly.
A little McDonald'sy, you know.
There you go. Oh my God! Now we just gave McDonald's another revenue for money.
Get in on the downstairs.
So, on the 4,000, on the SF 4000 and the 1000, I was gonna ask you, have you tried any of the bar styles yet?
Yes, I have a Photon Tech X600W, I believe,
Okay, so the
and that's in my
Photon Cat
5557.
is a bar style. Okay,
It's a bar style. Yeah, yeah. And it's a beautiful, beautiful light. So I've got that in my 5x5. And then I'm hoping to get upgraded to the more bar styles soon, but you know, we'll work with what I've got for now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And are you sponsored by Spider
I
Farmer?
am. Yeah, I am.
Wow,
Thank
congratulations!
you. Yeah, I've been with them for over about a year and a half or so now.
Wow,
Yeah.
good,
Yeah,
good,
they're really good. They're really good to the community. They're good to me. We've done a few giveaways. Yeah, fabulous, fabulous company.
good, good. I really like that company. It's a good company. Also, High Photon Flux guys, check them out.
Yeah,
They're a good company too.
yeah.
Promo code. I switched up my promo code to LOCO, so it's nice and easy
Oh,
for
nice.
everybody to
Yeah,
remember.
yeah,
Yeah, so I felt that
yeah. Make it
easier the
easy for
code.
the stoners. Come
Yeah,
on, make it easy for the stoners.
and because I had Sly, aka Loco, and
Mm,
some people couldn't remember that, so I was like, "We'll switch it up to just Loco
yeah,
for sure,
yeah.
be easy." Um, and the I was looking also at your other plans, the Fast Donald
Mm,
F2.
mm,
How did that come
hmm
out?
Well, that one didn't end up very well. We had
Okay,
um, we had a little issue over the summer where we were evacuated, and
well,
because
because
of
of
the
the
forest fires.
fires. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay.
forest fires. We were evacuated, and the watering schedule was not right. It was overwatered, underwatered, overwatered, just because we were like running in and out. And the poor thing, it's been limping along. I've been trying to get it to come back, and it's like it's there, but not quite there. So I'm like, you're not quite Instagram ready to come back again yet. So, and sadly, that one I don't think is going to make it. It's just struggling too hard. So, yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, do you have any more seeds to try it again?
I do have seeds for a different Donald's strain. So the duckfoot, it's the mutants, the duckfoot strain. So I do have some more seeds. So I'll be trying those soon if this one doesn't work out for me.
Okay. Well, that's too bad. It happens sometimes. Sometimes
Yeah.
you can't, you just
Well,
can't grow them out. I mean, I
we
just had a
go.
plant that had fucking spider mites, and I had to cut it down.
Yeah, we
All
had
right.
emergency evacuation. I didn't know if I was going to have a home to come home to. So that plant was the least of my worries.
Facts. Shit, you worried about your house, right?
Right?
Shit.
Yeah.
One technique that I saw that somebody did, it was just they went outside and they just started spraying all their the outside of their house with their
Yep.
hose, just wetting it
Yep.
down, just to
Yep.
try like anything to stop if an ember or
Yep.
something like that catching on their stuff, and it worked.
Yep.
So
Yep. They
now
put sprinklers on the top of their house, on
top
their
of the
roof.
house, yeah,
Yep.
something. Just try to get water around the trees so that they don't catch.
Yep.
We had something like that happen one time where there was a fire up on the hill, and like
Mm,
we saw the fire coming, and it was like, no, I tripped out. Even though it didn't end up getting close to
yeah.
us, it was an experience that I didn't never think I would feel. But now that I
Yeah.
have, I know like I went out there and I started spraying my
Mm,
house with that water because I'm like, shit,
yeah.
I
Well,
don't care.
we actually had two forest fires. So we live on the lake, and there's a mountain right behind us. So on the other side of that mountain, on the other side of the hill, there was a fire burning on that side. Plus, there was one in front of us. And then the wind gust, and the two of them converged and made like a super fire. And so our house was literally surrounded. It was like in a horseshoe around our home. So we had one exit that we could get out, and like the freeway was burning. They closed the freeway, the Trans Canada Highway. Like it was like everything was, communities were lost. It was pretty insane. And it was when we were sitting outside, we are listening. At nighttime you can see the flames, and we're kind of waiting for to be evacuated, but we're kind of waiting. We're not quite sure yet. And we could hear like propane tanks and cars and buildings just exploding in the distance. And it was like Armageddon, because every animal was silent. There was not one cricket chirp. It was dead silent. And then you could just hear like these boom, boom, boom off in the background, and then you have the orange glow surrounding. Oh, it was like a horror movie. It really was, but it was real life.
Yeah, and that
Thankfully, we got out of that okay though.
and the sad reality is it's probably going to happen tomorrow or next year too.
Yep.
So you
Yeah,
know,
we've got a low snowpack again this year. We have no trees left anyway, so we're okay.
hey, bright side, right?
43,000 hectares is gone. We're okay now.
God, I hate to. I don't want to laugh or anything, but I try to smile. I try
Yeah.
to look on the bright side of everything, and I mean, bright side is you don't have no trees to start a fire next year. So, but also you don't have trees, which is not good either. Fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Shit.
we all have views that we never expected we would have now.
No.
So.
Yeah, over here in Medical Lake, where I'm at, it was kind of over by Spokane in Washington. That
Mhm.
whole town got uh just incinerated. Whole town is
Yeah.
gone. They used to send me
Yeah.
over there to juvie.
Oh,
They have a maximum
yeah.
security juvie,
Yeah.
and I spent I spent many a days over there. So I know,
Fond memories, huh?
and I'm like, of course the juvie's not going to burn down. That's
Of course not.
of course not. Shit.
That's government run. They're protecting that.
Right? The quick story on that one. That was a maximum security juvie. I don't know if you ever heard of this, but this is straight up. They were treating us like grown ass adults, and we were only kids. I mean, I saw some guy get beat up by five guys
Mm.
in a cell one time, hogtied, and put in a sled. They call it a sled because they hogtie you and they just put you in a sled. And he was just bleeding the whole time. And then I had to come
Oh,
over and clean up the blood and like scoot him over with my foot because they told me to. You know,
yeah.
crazy thing. Sorry,
Oh,
traumatizing thing there, but I had to tell you, like they've done some crazy
uh,
stuff. Yeah,
that's real life right there.
real life,
Woo.
man. I always feel like I was a little too young to be uh,
Yeah.
dealing with that. But just subject change. What's up with the Bubba cheese? How did that come out? That was with
Mm.
a Donald, right? You weren't able to take care of it.
The Bubba cheese actually survived. That one survived. So that one's I've got two of them going right now in 10-gallon pots. They're in my 4x4. So they're hanging in there. I haven't been updating as much as I should be. We've
Is
been
that a
focusing on
cross of
YouTube
Bubba
lately.
Kush?
Yes, it's the Bubba cheesecake. So believe it's Bubba Kush and oh, I can't remember. It was a specific cheesecake. I can't remember offhand, but it was a Seedsman variety that they sent out to
Okay,
me. Yeah.
all right. Bubba Kush is one of my favorites.
Mhm.
I really love the taste of that stuff. That was delicious, and I haven't
Mhm.
had it in a while. So
Oh,
I feel like that's one that I want to try
yeah.
that again.
Yeah.
Did it have a cheesy pungent terpenes to
It,
it?
she's still in veg.
Still in
Still in
veg.
veg right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I grow big plants. I don't grow little plants. So
Okay.
they veg for a while.
Nice. Um, how long have you been following the From the Stash crew? The crew,
From the stash? Oh my
like
goodness.
Rob, Pigeons.
I've been following them since I started growing. They were my YouTube university heroes, and I watched as the three of them converged and created From the Stash podcast, and moved on to a product and books and everything else. So I've been a fan for quite a long time. So I've had a few fangirl moments these last
Oh,
couple of weeks here.
I fangirled out too. Shit, when I talked to Pigeons, I was all fangirled out. I was like, oh my god.
I tried keeping holding my shit together, but I don't think it worked out too well.
I think you did great. Don't even worry
Thank
about it,
you.
because I can only announce this now that Chris did, but I'm gonna be on Mr. Growit's the podcast,
Yes.
from the gardens, from the garden, yeah, from the garden podcast, and now I'm like overthinking it, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to get starstruck, you
Well,
know.
keep yourself some notes. Write down a topic that you're going to talk about. Make yourself some notes and try and stay on topic. He's good at he'll be able to swing you back
Good.
into it again. He's
Okay.
he's
Yeah,
good with that.
I just figured I'll just go on there and just be me.
Yep,
I'm just gonna do
exactly.
me and try to make it a good show. That's what.
We have him coming on to our show next Wednesday, on Wednesday coming up here, the 17th, I believe it is. And
Is that
he's
this
going to be
Wednesday?
this Wednesday coming up. Yeah, he's going to be over on our YouTube channel, and we're going to do a sit down hour with him. I have to confirm the times. I think the times might be a little bit different for him. Just excuse me, I got a little bit of a cold, just because of his schedule. So let's stay tuned for times. We got to double check on that. But yeah, he's going to be coming on our show over on YouTube at Home Grow the Community.
Nice. Hell yeah, man. Congratulations on that one. I
Thank
also haven't
you.
booked for another episode of CannaConvos.
Oh,
So this time
fabulous.
it's going to be a little less scripted and we're just going to freestyle it like we do right now. Just two
Yeah.
homies talking cannabis, you know. Um,
Well, he was nice enough to do a reel with Home Grow the Community. We did a little book reel for him, so that was fun. He participated in that with us, so that was pretty cool.
yeah, that was really cool, actually. I like you guys did a really good job at your editing, your videos,
Oh,
and everything is just
thank
looks really nice, really professional. You guys are killing it out there on the Homegrow
thank you.
community, Homegrow the community podcast channel.
Yeah, it's just Home Grow the Community over on YouTube, and it's Home Grow the Community official here on
Official
Instagram.
here, which we need to touch on that topic. There is another Homegrow the official community, right? Or
Um, it's like a Home Grow something else. I don't
yeah,
know,
yeah.
but there. I mean,
I went and talked to them, and they seem pretty cool. They're legit. I thought at first that they were like a scammer account, but it's not.
mhm.
They're actually a real person.
Yeah.
So
I mean, when you've got Home Grow in your name, you're going to have people that are going to be
yeah,
close to
yeah,
you, right? So,
and it's a real
yeah,
common name. It's a real common
yeah.
name,
You just
which
got to look
is
for the logo, right?
yeah.
The logos.
For the logos, and that's what you keep it more legit with the logos and everything.
Yeah.
Who made your logos?
I made it.
You made it?
Yeah, I made the
What?
logo. Gannix and I, we kind of put some ideas together, and I popped a couple edibles and started playing on my app, and then I would give it to him, and he'd be like, "No, no, no, change that. All right, let's do this," and switch things up, and we eventually got a beautiful logo out of it. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was just a wonderful edible creative evening.
Yeah. Speaking of edibles, what's your favorite edible to take? What kind of do you like? Muffins, gummies?
I,
Um,
I'm really lazy if I'm making edibles. Like I'm not as good as Gannix with the gummies and stuff like that. I don't have patience for that. So I just take a chocolate bar with my coconut oil that's already infused, and I just melt my chocolate bar, put in some coconut oil, mix it back in, and then I'll put it back in the fridge and let it set again. And then I got a chocolate bar ready in 5 minutes. It's perfect.
nice. It's a lot easier than what I do. I make muffins, and so I'll infuse my whatever the oil calls for in the recipe.
hmm
So this recipe calls for vegetable oil, so I'll infuse the vegetable oil.
Yeah.
But I know I should use different oil because it's uh, uh, more healthier for you if you use
Yeah.
coconut oil or olive oil or one of those things, But
Yeah. The
if the
butter.
recipe
Butter is really
calls for
good.
veg, I'm sorry,
Butter.
butter, yes.
Just butter. Yeah.
Now with the butter, I know it holds more THC in there because of the higher
hmm
fat content, right?
Yeah.
So you have
Yeah.
to be careful with the butters
Yeah.
because did you hear my story of how much weed I put in butter one time?
No.
I put 32 grams of flour into 2 sticks of butter, which came out to about half a cup. Yeah, it was no
A
joke.
little powerful.
I gotta admit, I was panicking. I got the panic high. I thought I was in a roller coaster in the car. Like we were driving in the car, my wife's like, "Come on!" I'm like, "Oh." I was so fucking high. Oh my god! I almost cut down my outdoor plants. Almost cut those down because I was so paranoid that somebody was gonna come and kick
Yeah.
down the door. I was tripping, and I only did that because this guy tested me. He was like edibles don't touch me. I could eat any edible. It doesn't do nothing to me. I said, oh yeah. He's like, yeah. I said, let me I got you, pimp. Let me make you something real quick. He's like, all right, man. Hey, anytime. Bring it on. I was like, okay. Come on. Made that recipe, gave it to him. That fool had he said he was knocked out, his dick in the dirt. Just boom. He was like, hey, bro, I don't need anything like that ever again. I was like, hey, calm down. You're going to get another one since you're talking shit. uh, but there was two people. One of my friend, his mom, which is an OG stoner. some flower child. That didn't barely even affect
Oh,
her. She ate one
oh wow.
cookie. She was like, it did affect her. Like she got
Hmm.
high, but she was asking for more, like
Oh yeah.
more.
Yeah.
And I was like scared at that point. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm not gonna make that recipe again. Like that
Just go
recipe
smoke a
was too
joint.
strong. Yeah, it was too potent, man.
Yeah,
And
if you're asking for more once you've taken an edible, just go smoke a joint because taking more edibles never ends well.
never does. I have a friend at work. She was like, she's not real big into cannabis, right? But she was struggling or something, and somebody brought her 1,000 milligram, uh,
Mm.
the I think it's ROS oil, right?
RSO,
RSO,
RSO.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And for some reason, I don't know what the fuck she was thinking, but she thought it would be a good idea to take half of it, and so she did, and had a panic attack, and almost went to the
oh,
hospital and all
yeah,
that, and saying that she wasn't gonna, eat edibles ever again. And I was like,
yeah,
whoa, okay, calm down. Like, you need to try my edibles. Take my edibles at half a muffin at a
yeah,
time, let it fill it, and then if you need something like that, I tell people to wait two
yeah,
hours before eating another one at least,
yeah, yeah,
because 1 hour, if you eat that other half, it could just be kicking in right
yeah,
then, and then you're gonna be hit with that one plus the other half. Like, so
yep,
you're not,
exactly.
yeah, and you're not gonna have a good trip. And I want everybody to have a good trip, man, to where you're not
Yeah.
too panicky, because panicky
Oh,
is it's just
that's
not
the
fun.
worst. Well, I suffer from anxiety, and that's why I started smoking was part of it. As I was had a really stressful job, and my doctor was trying to give me medications to go to sleep, and I just felt like this is too much. Like I shouldn't need to have all of this. And so then I started smoking weed just to kind of help me rest and relax as soon as I got home because I was so high strung and then I found it really helped my anxiety. But I have to be careful. Like sativa can kind of give you that little bit of a racy feeling, and I don't really like that so much. So I go more indica. And when I'm harvesting, I'm always looking for more amber. So I'll look at it and I'll say 10% amber, and then I'm like, nah, I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. And then I always wait a couple more days and check, and it's usually around the 20% mark. I usually try to harvest at just because I really like that sedative effect because it can affect me the opposite way, and I don't like that feeling. So I'm like, no, I want that CBN. Give me that good stuff.
Yeah, that good stuff. Yeah, I was about to ask that. So you do 20%. Some people say that 30% is um, more where they want it. Uh,
Mm.
I think 30% is pretty good for me personally.
Yeah,
We get nice and
it
stoned.
all depends. It all depends. Each person is a little bit different. So especially if you're new, you need to be playing with the timings because you might not know what you like until you do it. And you get tied up, you wait a week, you come back, you harvest, and all of a sudden it's the best weed you've ever smoked because you waited that extra week, right? So, you got to really play with the timing sometimes. 8 weeks is just a guideline. That's when I pull out the scope. At 8 weeks, that's when the scope comes out, and I'm just checking, usually for another week or two. It's usually about 9.5 weeks. 9.5 weeks is usually when I
Yeah, that's pretty
like to
good
get my harvesting
time.
in.
So you stick with
For the
uh,
majority.
do you try the, if you think it's done, wait one more week,
Absolutely.
technique?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
I
Yep.
feel like that is one thing that
Absolutely.
Pitching 420 stuck into my head was
Yes.
if you think it's ready, wait one more week, and
Yep.
you will not be sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when you're new, you want to hurry up and get to harvest. You want to, reap your bounty, but be patient. Let it go, and harvest it when it's right. You'll be way more happier.
Yeah, the patience is one thing that I feel is very hard for the new
Yeah.
grower because it's exciting. It's very
Yes.
exciting. You feel like, oh God, I could do
Mm-hmm.
it. I could just pull it, and you want to smoke it. But I promise you guys out there, the new growers out there, wait that extra week, and you will
Yep.
not be sorry. New smells will come out, new colors will come out. You'll start
Mm-hmm.
to actually see that. Oh man, you know what? Maybe I should wait 2 weeks. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And but you don't want to wait too long because if you get like 40%, 50%
Oh yeah.
ambers, you're gonna be dead. You're gonna be that couch lock,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh yeah. That would be like, yeah. That'll put you to bed real quick.
Yeah, that'll end your day real
Yeah.
quick because you'll be passing out. You'll be taking a nap
Weed
real
nap.
fucking quick.
That's a guaranteed weed nap
Yeah,
right there.
weed naps. Now, I think on your stressful days, that's really good to have a weed nap because
Yeah,
if you're really stressed out, you can just get reset, kind of get real stoned, pass out, wake up, and then finish off your day.
yeah, exactly, exactly. I'm a true proponent to naps. I like naps. We
My
have
wife
we
can
have
attest to that. I love naps too.
we have a rule between 1 and 3 is nap time. And my husband was getting so trained to having that nap time that he would actually schedule our day around nap time. So we would go into town early, make sure he had came home in time to have his nap. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I had to take him away for a little while. He was getting a little carried away
Yeah,
there, so they got taken
sometimes.
away for a while.
Yeah, so you don't want that to take over to where you're supposed to be up during the day, but then you're gonna take a nap. Homegirl
Exactly.
over here that who wouldn't want to see slide custom made pineapple kush have nipple tassels? I know I would. Shit, I'll put those on and be like this. Make some money off that shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that is Papa Kush behind the veil on that one.
Yeah.
Mm, troublemaker. That's my husband, by the way.
um,
Yeah.
so I was watching one of your posts and I saw a song that you had on one of your posts by Chris Webby.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say, excuse me, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I wanted to say thanks for turning me on to that because now I looked them up on YouTube and I was like, wow, he's a pretty good rapper. Pretty
He
good
is. He
rapper.
is.
I dig his
Yep.
beats.
Actually, here I got. Let's see if I can pull it out. I actually have my VIP right here,
Ooh.
and the whole crew signed
And
my. They signed my
a
slap.
signature.
Yep. They
Sick.
signed my slap.
Now, is
The whole crew did.
he from Canada?
No, he's not. He's not. But they did a Canadian tour up here, and my daughter introduced me to him actually, and she took me to my very first rap concert, so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
And we had VIP, so we got to meet him, and we got to meet Echo. Who else was there? Annoyed, he was on there as well. Yeah, it was really, really fun concert. Really fun concert.
Sick. So, did you have a good time at that rap concert?
Yes, yes, and actually, Chris Webby, my daughter, I have a video on it's on my backup account because I had lost my account when we went to the concert, but on my 2.0 account, my daughter actually handed him a Mama Kush joint. I brought some pre-rolled joints and I gave it to her to give to him, and he grabbed it right from her hand and took it. So I was like, ah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he got a Mama Kush joint.
Nice. So now you can say you smoked them out. Ah,
That's right. That's
sick.
right.
Oh yeah, congratulations. I wanted to do that. I went and seen Snow the Product, which if you don't know about her, she's a Mexican rapper. She was
Oh.
well she's Chicana.
Hmm.
She does it both. But anyways, she is a badass rapper and she had this fucking show that just killed it at the Knitting Factory in
Mm.
Spokane. And so I threw a sack on the stage, but she doesn't really smoke weed, so her
Oh,
her beat her beat maker, he grabbed the sack and he put
yeah.
it in his pocket. And I was like, yeah,
Well,
Cuba got my weed.
I probably took about 30 joints to that concert with me, and I was just handing them out to people. The security guard, because it was just my daughter and I, and we were up at the front. And then when Chrissy Webe came in, everybody was kind of pushing forward. And so before that, I had given the security guard a joint. So he was like looking out for us because he was like, I'm like, just, keep an eye over here. And he's, yep, yep. And he was standing right beside us like the whole night. So I'm like, okay, he's got us. And then his sound mixer guy came by. I gave him a joint. And he's, yep, thank you. And he took it. And then there was this girl behind me, and she wanted to fight. This girl wanted to fight. She didn't want to fight me. She just wanted to fight anybody that wanted to fight her. So I'm like, oh, here's a joint. So I gave her a joint, and her daughter was there, and I gave her a joint too. And I'm like, you guys go have fun. Well, guess what? She would love me. She was ready to fight anybody that came near me. So she was protecting me now. I'm like, okay, I'll just have my circle of weed around here, and
Good.
then everybody's looking after me. It was a lot of
She was
fun.
down to scrap, huh? Was she drunk?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and she was just, she wasn't necessarily upset with me. She was just looking
Yeah,
for
no,
a
it's
fight, right?
that's just what alcohol does to some people. Some
Yeah,
people it just makes you want to fight.
yeah.
And it
And
depends on the
I was
alcohol too.
I've seen that look in people's eyes before. I'm like, I know. So I'm like, I'm gonna disarm her right now before she even gets in there. I handed her a joint, and her whole face just, her whole demeanor changed. She had a big smile on her face. She was dancing and having fun after that. I'm like, there you go.
See, there you go. Right there is a great example of the beauty of weed versus alcohol, man.
Yep,
Alcohol wants you to
absolutely.
fucking fight, but then as soon as you saw a joint, you're like, uh-huh, or she was like,
Ah!
oh, like,
Oh, I was her
man,
best
wow,
friend for the rest of the concert. It was wonderful.
now, the one thing that you got to be careful for is also when people are drunk and they're really drunk and they take a hit of weed, it pushes them over the edge
Oh
sometimes.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know when I was a drunk, when I was an alcoholic, I'd be all fucked up and then they'd be like, oh man, I could take a hit. I could take a couple of hits, and you take those couple of hits and then
The
boom, dude,
spins, you get the
the
spins. Yep.
spins, you're pushed over the edge, now you're going to fall. Palos. One time I felt like a Christmas tree after a good bong hit.
Mm.
Um, that one was a little embarrassing, but it's a good story.
Yeah. Oh, I think we all have those in our closet somewhere.
Yeah. So also, I was looking back in your page and I saw that you were growing some purple Kush, right? Was that an
Mm.
outdoor purple Kush?
Yeah, I did grow. I've been growing that one for since I started growing essentially. So I had her for about 5 years. So that was, I had a clone of a clone of a clone of a clone over the 5 years, and she was my pretty girl. That one, she was so pretty. Just as soon as she came out, she was the most purple I've ever seen, and it was veining in and it wasn't the fade. It was as she's growing into a flower. It was the actual flower, and the weed when it was done, it was black. I put it next to like regular, like my do dough, and it was almost black. The nugs. It was
So
just
yeah,
beautiful.
one thing that I've always wondered about that because I haven't grown a real purple Kush yet. Now I grew, a runts. The runts grows a
Mm,
little purple into it has a little
mm,
purple hues, but it's not purple
mhm.
like yours was. Yours
Yeah,
was absolutely purple. Now, at that time, how do you tell if the trichomes are amber or because it's all
that.
purple, right?
Yeah, the trichomes were purple. Yeah, and I had never seen anything like that before. So I had to really train my eye to see when it was ready, because you look at it and it's clear, but instead of a white trichome like we you normally get, it was purple, but
It's
you could still
purple.
see it was clear. And then you could see it getting a little cloudier and a little cloudier, darker purple, and then it was like, okay, well, is that, it would kind of go almost like a yellowy color, and it was like, well, is that ready? And growing her
So
for
would
so
you say that
long,
it was like violet to gold, like a little bit
yeah.
of violet with gold, and then it started getting even darker purple, or
Yeah, yeah, it kind of went into like a yellow brown color almost, not an amber, not amber. It was just uh, not quite. But then it went purple. It was the strangest thing. I had to really train my eye for that one to see when it was ready. And growing it for several years, I was able to figure out, okay, my timing on this one. I know I don't even have to look. I know she's 9.5 weeks, and I can take her down, and she's exactly where I want her to be. I can go in, check. Yep, okay, perfect. After you get used to a strain, you know when they're ready. You can tell just by looking at them when they're
that's
ready.
so cool, dude. I need to get one of those purple and like we should really look into the anatomy of that. What's going on in there because
Hmm.
it's purple, dude.
Yeah.
And the purple usually doesn't come until later in flower,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
This was right from bud onset. It like the first little bud and little nubber. It was starting purple, and then it would get darker and darker and darker. But it was very floral. It smelled like a bouquet of flowers.
Really?
It was, yeah. It was. I never smelt anything like that before. You just opened up the bag, and it was like roses or something. It was very floral.
Yeah, and I would think that it would taste like kind of grapey or something
Nope.
purple, but if it doesn't, it
Nope.
was like floral. That's so
Yeah.
cool. Oh,
Yeah, it was just a very beautiful flower. Yeah, she was the pretty girl in the room for sure.
nice. Well, we only got about 5 minutes left. We have
Mm.
6 minutes left. On these last 5 minutes, I always wanted to ask that last question, and then we can plug the sponsors and tell everybody where to find you and all that. But my question that I always ask anybody at the end of this is, where do you think the future of the cannabis company or the cannabis industry, period, is going to go? Like, what do you think is the future of it?
I think we are going to be relying on science. more. We're getting over the bro science and the myths and everything, and
Yeah,
I think science is going to be taking a forefront in how we do things and how we learn about this plant. Like I said, we've lost out on so much knowledge that they could have been getting over these years that it's almost like we're starting from scratch right now. So we're going to be learning a lot in the next little while once science catches up with us.
good. That's what I hope to see too, to where we can.
Hmm.
Like, I wouldn't say that bro science is like the worst. I mean, because it
Oh
did
no,
get us.
it's
It
like
did
an
get
old
us here.
wives' tale.
Yeah,
It's like what old wives' tales. Sometimes they're actually it works.
yeah.
Sometimes it's
Some
true.
of them are right. Now that's what I want to know. Which ones are right and which ones are wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
because there are some things that I feel that if we waste time doing, there we could be putting it into other things, but also on that same thing, there could be different techniques,
Yeah.
like we'll say the 48 hours or 48 hours of darkness
Yeah.
before harvest, right? Some people say it works, some people say it doesn't. I've tried
Yeah.
it personally and I thought it worked. I thought
Oh,
I got
okay.
more colors and everything, but I've also seen a video on Mr. Growitz where there was a professor who said
Bruce
that
Bunty.
it doesn't work because there's no light, there's no nothing going on,
Yeah.
processing going on because the lights are off. Everything starts once the light turns on. That's when the sugars start going. You start making carbohydrates. All this. The process of the
Hmm.
of the plant
Hmm.
is still
Yeah.
going. But if the light's off, it's not happening. So,
Yeah. Well, my theory
that
on that,
right there is
my theory on that is it doesn't happen in nature. Why would why would it work, right? Like it just I don't know. It doesn't happen in real life, right? So the plants aren't used to that. So I don't know. If it works, it works. That's great, but I just think it's not necessary.
yeah. So that's one of the things that I think that we should research too. Whenever it does
Hmm.
happen, to where we could
Yeah.
actually put this in a study, put this in a book. That's boom. This is knowledge. This is
Yeah.
facts. It does. It
Yep.
doesn't work. Whatever. But even if it did, some people will still be doing it anyways, right?
Oh, exactly.
I know I would.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what are the sponsors? Let's go down the sponsors and tell everybody where to find you. All my my new followers. This is Mama Kush once again. I'm sorry we didn't give the intro in the beginning like we should have, because we kind of just jumped right into
We
it.
just
But
jumped right
where would
into
they
it.
go to
Let's do
find
this.
you? And yeah,
Well, I'm Mama Kush 420 on Instagram. I have my backup Mama Kush 2.0 on Instagram as well, in case they start playing with my account. And I'm part of Home Grow the Community Official. We're a crew, Sea Bunny Grow and Mr. Ganex. We make up the community crew, and we have just launched our YouTube channel, Home Grow the Community, and we have some pretty amazing things coming up in this next couple of weeks here. We have Mr. Grow It coming on Wednesday, and every Friday we do Grow Me Gardens. So we want to see what you guys have growing on, what your gardens look like, and we get to learn from each and every person that comes in. We get to spend a few minutes with them, learn a few things about them, get to see some pretty amazing grows. It's a lot of fun. And that's every Friday at
so you
9 Eastern.
guys go live, or you guys go on Wednesday and Friday?
Yes, Wednesday we have our scheduled interviews, and then Fridays is our grow me. That's our fun night.
Good. That's your freestyle night, right?
That's
You
that's
just get to
right.
like
That's right.
freestyle and chill with the homies and show off some plants, right?
Yep,
Nice.
that's
So
right.
I'm gonna have to go on there and tap in one of these days. That way you can show off my plants too, even though I'm not.
Yes, please.
I'm not in the point to where baked. I'm not at the point to where I like to be, because right now I just got just some veg plants, but usually I have clones, veg, and flowers going on. But right now. So when I get to that point, then I'll jump in on there and let you guys see
Yes,
them
you're
all my
more than
stuff.
welcome to.
Thank you.
More than welcome to.
Thank you. Um, yeah, so that is the episode of CannaConvos with Mama Kush. Thank you so much for coming on. I forgot I
Thank
need to
you for
plug
having
mine
me.
too. For me, make sure to go check out High Photon Flux. The link is in my bio. The new promo code is LOCO. Put in LOCO to get yourself a little bit off at checkout. Make sure to go check them out. Those light, I'm using the HPF 4000, and it's a really good light. Digging it. You guys should go check it out too. Make sure to go check out VIP Plantation, Defiant Seed. I'm growing out his Oaxacan and Panama right now.
Ooh,
Yeah, they're looking really nice. I got
ooh.
one of them that I think might be a male. It's either a male or really kicking it female. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we'll see about that. Make sure to go check out OG Split Percent. Anybody else that I'm growing Go check them out. Support everybody. El Connoisseur. Make sure to go show him some love. He's got a concept art website up. Make sure to go show him some love too. Go get some art made. These actually the one guy to where, because we always get flooded by these logo, makers or whatever,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But some of them are not like trustable. We don't know those people, right? But El Connoisseur, we know him. We know who he is. We've seen his face. We know who this person
He's
is.
part of the
So make
community.
sure to go check him out. You can really get some legit art from him. So go check him out. Thanks again, Mama Kush. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
I really love having you guys on. Next week, I think we might have Seed Bunny on next week. So
yeah, she's coming up soon.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
coming up soon,
I'm
baby.
excited to be
And
watching
that'll be the whole from the Homegrown Community crew, which is cool because I've already had the From the Stash crew on. So I'll have you guys. So yes.
We're crewing all over the place.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you again for coming on, and we're gonna finish this
Thank
episode.
you.
So we'll see you guys next week.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.